Akron Athletics presents Zips Weekly with Tom Arth. Brought to you by Bryant Heating and Cooling, Akron Children's Hospital, and Miller Lite. It's Miller time. And here's your host, Joe Dunn.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to a brand new edition of Zips Football Weekly with head coach Tom Arth. My name's Joe Dunn. Hope you'll stay with us for the next 30 minutes as we talk University of Akron football. And we hope you're ready for some action. That's right, the Zips will not play this weekend, but they will be back in action on Tuesday night, November 2nd over at InfoCision Stadium. The Ball State Cardinals come to town for a 7 p.m. kickoff, and Coach, I know you're looking forward to that. Those Tuesday games will be at home against Ball State, then up at Western Michigan the following Tuesday. Fans love action, but sometimes it's tough on the players and coaches.
It definitely presents a different challenge, probably a unique challenge for us in the MAC. But you know what it does do is it gives you a couple extra days.
Yeah.
Certainly this week we're operating on a 9-day calendar, which is gives us a couple days, get our guys an extra off day, and spread the work week out a little bit. And then 7 days until Western, and then we'll get 11 before we play Kent State. So we'll take advantage of the extra time when we can get it.
Exactly. Well, let's go back and talk a little bit about the Buffalo game, Coach, because I know you pride yourself in that the final 4 minutes of the first half and the first 4 minutes of the second half. It looks like that's when it got away from us a little bit against Buffalo.
It is. Really, as you look at it, defensively, I thought we played a really good first quarter.
Yeah.
We came out in the second quarter on offense and did some good things, put 10 points up on the board, could have been a little bit more. But defensively, we kind of lost track a little bit there. And certainly those last 4 minutes, you look at it, we got the ball back with about 6 minutes to go, or just over 4 minutes. And, we scored a big touchdown, Jonzel Norrells. Gave the ball back to them with about 4 minutes, and unfortunately, they drove it down and scored a touchdown with 50 seconds. And we drove it down, had a penalty that knocked us out of field goal range, really to end the half.
Exactly. Well, right now, let's go back to InfoCision Stadium this past Saturday afternoon. A very good Buffalo Bulls team is in town, Coach, and we knew they were going to be good. They had played some of the tougher teams in the Mid-American Conference, and we're going to take the football first, and we're going to show a lot of defense in the first couple possessions, Coach, because I thought your defense played really well, as you mentioned.
They did. First possession of the game, what you're seeing here, we converted a big third down, which was great. Unfortunately, had a negative run on the next play on the 1st and 10, that really kind of stalled that drive. But, thankfully, our defense came out and got us off to a really great start.
Yeah, I think their first two possessions, they went for it on 4th down and didn't complete the pass. And we forced them really into a field goal, I think, in their third possession, and things are looking pretty good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Opening drive of the game, got them to a 4th down that we stopped, got them, to punt on the next possession, and then we turned it over offensively down inside our own 10, and our defense was able to come out and get that big 3-down stop and force a field goal.
Yeah, I talked to you after the game, Coach. We started Zach Gibson and went to Irons, but it looked like Irons maybe was the right quarterback because they were coming after Gibson early.
They were. I think that was really one of their plan against us was to, bring some pressure, brought a little bit more pressure, higher percentage of pressures against us than they had shown all year. So just, DJ's ability to escape and all the man coverage they were playing, his ability when things aren't open to be able to take off and run, I thought, really helped us in our offense and in our rushing attack in particular. Exactly.
Watching action in the first half, the Zips taking on the Buffalo Bulls over at InfoCision Stadium this past Saturday afternoon. It looked like Irons was very good getting out of trouble. That's really when he's at his best. He had a few design plays for him to run, but boy, when he scrambles, he can be dangerous.
He really is. And again, it's a lot of man coverage. And when defenses are playing man coverage, they have their back to the quarterback. So if he can get through the initial rush, he's got an opportunity to run for some good yardage.
Yeah, see Zach Morton with a good play right there coming in from his defensive line position. We're going to force Buffalo, Coach, to kick a field goal. It's still 0-0 as we're watching highlights, but here's a nice play that stops him from getting down into the end zone. And again, we're going to force him to kick the field goal. And suddenly it's 3-0, but we're in the football game.
No, absolutely. Defense responded really well there. We turned the ball over deep in our own end, and to hold the Buffalo to a field goal in that situation was really big for us.
Akron's scoring drive is going to begin. We're going to see it in a minute at the 17-yard line. But we had some opportunities, Coach, and as you mentioned after the game, it was just penalties, some turnovers that can really kill a drive.
Yeah, it can. And I think that was, really the story. As you looked at it, just a couple penalties, but the biggest issue was the turnovers. We put the ball on the ground a number of times. We threw an interception, and those are the things that, against a good team, you have to avoid. To come out of that game -3 in the turnover margin wasn't going to be, the winning formula for us.
Yeah, there's a prime example of the way DJ Irons can scramble for a first down. Opposite the press box, goes into the Buffalo sidelines for a first down. Now fading back and nothing there. He's going to take off. You got to make a quick decision there.
Yeah, no, it was a really good job by him. And again, you can see how those lanes open up and opportunities for him to run the ball, particularly on those third downs when they're playing a lot of man coverage.
Now he has the luxury of doing that whenever he feels he has to, right? It's a set play, but if he feels nothing's open, the instructions take off and go.
Absolutely. Yeah, get to, 1, maybe 2 in the progression. If it's not there and it's man coverage, they're weak, defending quarterback run. So, take off. And that's what DJ did.
Well, there's a great scramble there and then a pass to Mumfield. He made a kind of a double move to get open on the sidelines.
Yeah, great route by Kanate and a really nice throw by DJ to get us down in field goal range.
Corey Smeagol with the 35-yard field goal. And here is the play that really turned things around. Norrell 75 yards on the first play after the kickoff, and suddenly we're back in this football game, Coach. It looked like momentum was on our side, 17-10 after the Smeagol extra point. We just can't get him off the field after that, though.
No, and this has been an issue, and we met with the team today, and we addressed it, and just, very honestly, said, hey, guys, we got to get a stop here. Whatever it takes, we got to be able to get off the field here at the end of the half. This is a couple weeks in a row now, where we have allowed, a drive at the end of the half to score a touchdown and negate one of our scores. And then, conversely, being able to come out and get that stop to start the second half. But that was a big moment in the game.
See a nice return there by Michael Matheson, and we have a few plays here. The end of the first half, nice run by Norrells, but to win the halftime down 17-10 after the nice run instead of 24-10, mentally you feel much better.
No, absolutely, and I think really as we were looking at it, we scored quickly.
Yeah.
We can go out there and get a stop and get it back to our offense who had scored 2 possessions in a row, feeling confident. You got an opportunity to go in tied,
right.
Or even, with less of a, and less of a deficit, down 4, at that situation, and we need to take advantage of that, and and I think that's a big turning point in the game for us.
Zips down 24-10 at the half. We're coming back with second half highlights right after this.
6G Network.
You didn't do anything wrong. You just didn't know Miller Lite has more taste and only 1 more calorie than Michelob Ultra. Now, you do.
This is my back before surgery, and then this was it after. These things are in my back right now, helping keep it straight so I get to go back to dance with my friends.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good to see you, Chloe. From my perspective, there's nothing that I wouldn't let you do. Really, all the credit for how well you're doing is just you and how hard you've worked to get back to where you are. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
Okay, welcome back to Zips Football Weekly. Joe Dunn along with head coach Tom Arth. We are at halftime of Saturday's game over at InfoCision Stadium. The Zips down 24-10, and Coach, coming into the second half, they're going to score again, I think, in their very first possession, which is going to make it tough for a comeback on Saturday.
Yeah, it was, and that was really the challenge that we had at halftime, for our defense, was to be able to come out there and to get a stop, get the ball back to the offense, give us a chance to go down there and tighten it back up. And unfortunately, Buffalo was able to go down, score a touchdown, and put us at a disadvantaged position. But that being said, our team knew that, we could go on a run. We had seen that from opponents that Buffalo had played all season long, scoring 28 points in a quarter, or
Right.
whatever the case is. And we knew we had that ability as well. We just had to play well together, offensively and defensively, and unfortunately, never got that going.
Okay, let's pick up second half action. The Zips against Buffalo Saturday afternoon over InfoCision Stadium. As we said, Akron down at the half, 24-10. As we said, Buffalo's going to score early to make it 31-10. We're going to see them on the opening kickoff. But again, some pretty good defense. We held them scoreless in the fourth quarter, Coach, but that third quarter really kind of put it out of reach, as you said.
Really, the end of the second quarter and in the third quarter really made it tough on us. And unfortunately, if we weren't going to be able to get some stops on defense, we really had to go down and score points on offense. And unfortunately, with the turnovers, didn't give ourselves an opportunity to do that.
We're going to talk about Jonzel Norrells in a minute, but we're watching him right now. It's good to have him back, Coach. We missed him for a few games, and he should be back 100% for the rest of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. We certainly hope so. But was really proud of Dice, how he was able to come back and really take advantage of the opportunities this weekend. He played really well and showed some great ability.
Good defense by the Zips down near the goal line. Looks like Andrew Boehm, who is really playing well at that middle linebacker spot.
Yeah, Andrew is doing a nice job for us. He's really coming along, and I think his progress is has been really good to see.
Watching highlights again as Akron is going to have Irons jump out, and again watching the scramble ability, Coach. And this was a funny play. That ball looked like it was out, then back in. You didn't get a good look at it. I don't think anybody got a good look at that one.
Yeah, it definitely came out. DJ had it in his right arm, in his inside arm, and they came out and punched at it. We just got to do a better job of protecting the football at the end of the day. We didn't lose that one because of DJ's effort, but just can't be putting the ball on the ground.
So Anthony Williams with a nice run, and here is Irons again with a good scramble. And from my vantage point, Coach, I thought he was in for the touchdown. They replayed it. It looks like his foot gets on the goal line, and he's inside the pylon. They say the football did not go across the line, though.
Yeah, I don't know. It certainly looked good from my vantage point as well, Joe. But the call is the call, and at the end of the day, we got it first and goal at the one, and got to be able to punch it in.
Yeah, unfortunately, after that play, I think we got sacked back at the 5, which took us out of really a good play call to get into the end zone.
Yeah, we got tackled for a loss on a run that should have hit up in the middle that we tried to bounce, and really would have been a walk-in touchdown. And then DJ ran it in, but fumbled prior to crossing the goal line, and it went through the end zone for a touchback.
Even though the Zips are down, looks like the defense still playing well. A lot of individual plays we're going to watch right here as Buffalo trying to get on the board again, but looked like the corners played pretty well coming up to support the defense.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought, between Randy Cochran and Jalen Kelly-Powell, coming up tackling from the secondary, I thought they did a really nice job. I thought Andrew Boehm and Jessler Boateng both played a good game, which was good to see.
We've missed Bubba Arcelani, and I'm not sure what the timetable on him is coming back, Coach, but I know he's as eager as anybody to get back.
Yeah, we're all eager for Bubba to return, and, I know he'll be back as soon as it's humanly possible. So, we'll see how he does. A couple extra days here may be what it takes.
Nice pass. I think that's Andre Williams on the sidelines, makes a nice diving catch as he continues to be a big part of the offense. And here's Norrells again, I think, with a good hard run. He's about 210 pounds, Coach, but I mentioned when he made that 74-yard run, I'm not sure he could have scored last year, but he's in much better shape this year.
He's really changed his body and, is really, physically, in really great shape and condition. So, I agree with you. It was great to see him, outrun the defense there for that touchdown.
Again, the Zips playing hard on defense, and after the game, Coach, we talked on the sidelines. I know a lot of disappointment, but still a long way to go. We got a lot of football yet to play this year.
We do. We got a 4-game stretch. We kind of talked to the team about it. It's like, preseason's your first quarter. Non-conference is the second quarter. These last 4 weeks in the MAC East have really been the third quarter, and now we're into that fourth quarter. We got 3 of the top teams in the West, plus a rivalry game. So a lot on the line, a lot of opportunity for our program to go out there and make a really great statement. So it's a great challenge. It's a tough schedule, but how else would we want it to be?
Exactly. We're going to take a break. Come back with our offensive, defensive, and special teams players of the week. So don't go away. We're back with more after this.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting more than just a technician. You're getting someone who pays attention to your needs. and the little things that make a big difference. It takes a dealer you can rely on. And to keep your family warm this winter,
here, let me show you how this works.
It takes Bryant.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
And to keep your family comfortable, it takes E.H. Roberts Heating and Cooling. Find them at ehroberts.com.
What we make right here at the University of Akron
Holds up under pressure.
What we make climbs the ladder and leads to record highs.
What we make lifts us all.
And makes us all better.
With everything we make, everyone rises.
Okay, each week at this time, we announce our offensive, defensive, and special teams players of the week. Let's start with the offense right now. A young man that we are very happy to have back playing football at Akron after missing a few weeks. How about Jonzel Norrells, a freshman running back from Toledo Central Catholic, was back in the lineup, as we said. He ran 11 times for 151 yards, including a 74-yard touchdown run late in the first half. As we mentioned, Coach, much better condition this year. He's a big kid at about 210 pounds, and if he's healthy, he's a big part of your program.
He definitely is, and I think, you know, what you were able to see yesterday is not only the physicality that Jonzel's able to run with, but, you know, also some of the elusiveness and ability to make defenders miss. And I thought that was, you know, really important, you know, in his success this weekend.
I'll tell you, with Anthony Williams and Blake Hester and now Jonzel Norrells, you have a pretty good running back room. And I know there's a couple other young guys that you're high on, but those three right now are playing pretty well.
Yeah, we need to continue playing well at that position. I think that's really important for us. I thought we did run the ball really well this past weekend. That was one of the, you know, definitely one of the highlights offensively. You know, I think we rushed for 229 yards of offense, and a lot of that was DJ, and a lot of that was Jonzel. But Ant certainly had some nice runs as well. So it's good to be able to get all those guys going.
Yeah. How about our defensive player of the week, a young man that transferred in for the University of Michigan, Jalen Kelly Powell from Cass Tech High School in Detroit. Coach, 16 tackles from a safety position against Buffalo, had 3 unassisted tackles, 13 assists. I know you don't want your safety making a lot of tackles, but it's good to have that type of experience back there.
No, absolutely. And I think, you know, with how we were playing and the way Buffalo's style of offense, the safeties did have to come up and be run fitters. So it was good to see Jalen's ability to do that and to be productive in a tackling perspective.
I remember, was it last year or maybe the year before, you talked about going up to Detroit and talking to Jalen Powell about coming back and being a Zip.
Yeah, that's right. It was it was a couple years ago now, but you know, certainly you know, enjoyed that time getting to recruit Jalen and his family, and very happy he's in our program, and he wants to coach someday, and he's going to be an outstanding coach, and hopefully we got the ability to hire him.
There you go. How about our special teams player of the week? A young man we haven't talked much about. Sean Conroy, sophomore safety from North Olmsted High School, is one of a number of walk-ons who are contributing on special teams this season. Conroy's been in on a number of tackles on kickoffs and punts. And let's talk about the walk-ons, because I know you bring in a lot every year, and he's just a sample of the type of kid you bring in as a walk-on.
Absolutely. He's competitive, tough, smart, extremely hardworking, very prepared. And ready to capitalize when his opportunities present themselves. And he knows the majority of those come on special teams. And he made some great plays for us this past weekend and has all season long. And
there's always the chance, Coach, when you bring a walk-in into the program, that eventually he may earn a scholarship.
That's right. We've been able to put a number of our walk-ons on scholarship, and it really is a special moment for your team and certainly for the young man and his family. But you know, hopefully we'll have that opportunity to continue doing that.
Exactly. Congratulations to all our Zips for our special awards this week. We're going to take a break. As we said, no game this Saturday, but the Zips are back home on Tuesday, November 2nd, to take on Ball State. We're back to take a look at the Cardinals right after this.
Even if this is the three-point line, and this is the hoop, if this is home ice, and this is sticking the landing, kids will find a way to keep playing the sports they love, and we'll keep helping them. After an injury, Akron Children's is dedicated to getting your child back to the game as quickly and safely as possible, however they play it. Learn more at akronchildrens.org/sports.
6G. Network.
You didn't do anything wrong. Just didn't know Miller Lite has more taste and only one more calorie than Michelob Ultra. Now you do.
Well, as we mentioned at the top of the show, hope you're ready for some action. The Zips will play Tuesday night football the next Tuesdays, beginning November 2nd at home against Ball State. That'll be a 7 o'clock kickoff over at InfoCision Stadium. And Ball State, Coach, they were kind of the talk of the Mid-American Conference last year. They won up in Detroit. Then they beat San Jose State in the, I think it was the Arizona Bowl. So they had a successful year last year.
Yeah, they absolutely did. Winning the conference and, with a group of really a senior-led team. And, all those guys are back. So that's our challenge this week. Certainly, very, very strong program, very good football team. And, we got a great challenge ahead of us.
Mike New is the coach in his 6th year over at Muncie. He's head coach of the Cardinals. They're coming off a tough loss to Miami, 24-17. Of course, they will not play this Saturday, so both teams will have the same amount of preparation coming into that November 2nd game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you always feel good about that. You enjoy, having a couple extra days to prepare, and I think you always feel better when you're operating on the same schedule.
Yeah. They had had a great run. They had won 3 games in a row since that loss to Miami. They beat Western Michigan, Army, and Eastern Michigan. So they had it rolling until that game this past Saturday and the loss to Miami.
Yeah, really, really competitive game. Obviously, Miami's a very good football team as well. 2 great teams, battling it out, and Miami came out on top. But I'm sure they'll be motivated to come back and get back on track.
Let's talk about the break, Coach. I talked to you after the game about your schedule going into the Ball State game. No game on Saturday. Do you give your team a little rest, let them catch up on maybe the academic side or not?
Yeah, no, absolutely. We typically bring them in Sunday after the game, but we gave them Sunday off this week. We brought them in today, and then we will also give them tomorrow off. So they'll get an extra day off, and then we'll take those remaining 6 days leading up to the game and really spread that work out over those 6 days. We typically have 4 days of work, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that we're going to spread out over 6 days to allow them to sleep in a little bit more and just take a little bit off their plate each day.
I know we talk about some of the same players every week here on Zips Football Weekly, and what I'd like to do now, Coach, is there 2 or 3 players that have really come on here the last few weeks, guys that we don't talk about a lot that are really making an impact in practice and may see them in a game here in a week or 2.
Yeah, I think John Zell Norrells would certainly be one of those guys that just really came out and played a great game this past weekend. I think Tony Grimes on offense as well. You saw him on the onside kick against Miami, just really playing physically, and really knocked that ball out, gave us a chance to recover it. And then this past weekend, did the same thing. I won a DJ scramble, just, looked up a safety and just, put him on his back. And it's been really good to see that. Ronan Chambers has come in and filled in for Xavier Gray and done a really nice job. And I think, defensively, there's been a number of guys, Rashad Hentz, who we talked about during the break, is a young corner from Detroit who's shown a lot of promise, who's, played well in the moments that he's gotten the opportunities to go. Look for him to continue to develop in our program.
Yeah, the young freshmen, the true freshmen, they've right now been acclimated. They're familiar with the campus. Are they starting to make a little bit of a turn now to feel comfortable on the football field? I think so, definitely. A lot of those guys are playing for us. A lot of those guys have been playing, since, really since day one, for us. And it's been really good, really good experience. Some of them have played at exceptionally high levels. You take Kanate Mumfield, for example. So, we've been excited about that young group. Okay, Coach, enjoy your Saturday off. We'll see you back here next week with more Zips Football Weekly. And as always, go Zips.
Thanks for watching Zips Weekly with Tom Arth. Brought to you by Bryant Heating and Cooling, Akron Children's Hospital, and Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
This has been a presentation from Learfield,